ASL Season 2, Challenger League Round of 16.
Player, and it is
Aecium.
And in the bottom left, also from Triple T, is his Zerga opponent. He displayed, well, about as much aggression as Aecium did in his series. Give it up for
Ascended.
And
trying to pull this out. He's the
will,
namesake of the tournament.
I will bet you all my caster dollars that the person who you think is going to win this game will not win this game, sir. Good sir.
That's fair.
I
Well,
only have one caster dollar, so.
Oh, that's pretty good. Well, that's good. It'll help me recoup my losses. I think Ascended's going to win the game.
Yeah?
Yeah. I base that on a lot of things, but him having a pool, whereas his opponent has had 300 minerals before moving the drone
It's okay.
down.
It's all part of the plan.
It's fine. It's fine.
17 pool is the new meta, is the phrase that I hear people use when I mess up. Hey, did you know in my first game that I ever competed at in an MLG, I built 2 spawning pools before 15 supply?
Nice.
It was awesome.
Double pool. If one pool's good.
Well, I
Choose
7 pulled the Protoss because it was Tal'Darim, and that's what you do versus Protoss on Tal'Darim.
Yeah.
So I 7 pulled the Protoss, and then I did a bunch of damage, and then of course, I built my hatchery, and then of course, after you build your hatchery against Protoss, what do you build? You're a spawning pool. So I made a second one.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it was great. That logic, man.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. I think my most popular double building is the Twilight Council.
Yeah, charge.
I always think that I'm about to build a Templar Archives, but I just make another Twilight.
In order to actually do both, a Twilight Council lets you get +2 attack. But if you want to get +2 attack and +2 armor at the same time, you have to have 2 Twilight Councils. And 2 Forges, of course. But
new restrictions.
Hey, remember when I told you I thought Aecium would win? That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I thought Aecium would win.
I like it. I likes it. That is true. One thing that Ascended doesn't tend to do is expand at all.
He just likes to prepare for everything.
Yeah.
So he's getting burrow, because if a Cloak Banshee hits his mineral lines, he can burrow his drones.
It's key.
And he has a Spine Crawler in case he's attacked against the player who has a gold base.
Gotta be prepared.
That's the Boy Scout motto, man.
Yeah.
Ascended was a Boy Scout, wasn't he?
I'm sure he was. He looks like one.
All right, so this Overlord is going to live, but only narrowly, but it will live. In the meantime, that Queen will scream in anger and frustration, and then go do her job again, which is inject. That's what Queen... Get over there, Queen. Get on creep. There we go. So, Aecium, man, he's got a good economy, but there are 7 roaches on the way right now. Aecium's going to make 14 lings. That's 2 lings for each roach. I can't do math. Who wins that?
It depends on positioning. I think the lings can win it if they have like a really good surround on it, particularly with the queens there to back up. However, with the burrow, then the roaches can just be like, no, screw this, and refuse to fight. They will actually pass each other a little bit here.
I think that Ascended actually... Aecium has no way to deal with this ever.
No, there's nothing. And he would have to...
Because he has no gas. So how is he going to detect besides the Spore Crawler that will just be killed by the roaches immediately?
No, we'll have to cancel his natural there, and nothing did come back, but there is the Spine Crawler in the base, anticipating this exact situation.
And a bunch of drones will die, and that's actually pretty sick for Aecium, but oh my god, he's killing so many drones. But at the same time, how well is this going to happen? He's going to build like 7 Spine Crawlers. All right, that will buy a little bit of time. I love the wall off. That is smooth.
Yeah, pretty good here.
Buys him a little time for those spines, but I don't know that it's enough
Queen
time.
should back up. This queen has to back up into the one spine that he does have.
Aecium, you still have 1,200, 1,300 minerals. Drop 5, 7, 9 spine crawlers. Not 3. Not
And there's
3.
so many larvae that he's not using.
No. No. Yeah, make a billion zerglings. All right. Well, he should now head to the gold base.
Yeah, there's no reason to not just evac every drone here, and he will come at least down to
go to that gold. It's not like you need minerals. You got tons of them, dude. All right. I'm going to be really happy if Aecium wins this, because it'll be hilarious. All right, so here are our zerglings, and he's going to send them to his opponent's side of the map. That's not going to work, though. So, as an alternate plan, let's take the spine crawlers and move into the natural. I love it. The cool thing, though, for Ascended, he actually hasn't revealed burrow yet. So, that's kind of cool, because he can just burrow everything if he wants.
Yeah, we'll end up taking out the main here. That'll give the spines time to plant down. There's a transfuse on the queen, actually 2 of them that are available. Although he should probably inject 2, but he's not even using the larvae he has, so whatever. And Ling's coming across. He's just now rebuilding his spawning pool.
He could double his Ling count right now in attack with those Lings. And that actually would do a ton of damage, because there are only 3 roaches at home. If he sent in, like, oh, there's a wall off. Never mind.
Yeah, this is hard. He's got to back out and just cancel this hatch and then take him back home.
I don't think he can do that. Too many Lings have died. Ascended can't head down the ramp and save this, but it looks like
he'll do it if he's not going to stop him.
Misses the cancel. A little rough. But Ascended, the reason Ascended doesn't have money right now is because he does have a lot of units. Really, really well played so far by Ascended.
Oops, wasn't looking.
It's okay, Ascended. I see your APM dropping because you're typing. Keep playing. Keep playing. You got the lead. Don't throw this.
Now, the really neat part is Ascended right now, of course, doesn't know that there's a gold base. So he thinks that he's got his opponent on one base, and he's on one base. So what's the problem? But, of course, if the gold has long enough time, then, we could get Aecium kind of coming back.
Let me tell you how Aecium wins this. 4 Mutalisks.
All right.
4 Mutalisks.
Let me tell you how he loses it. It's down here in the bottom middle of the map.
Yeah, these roaches, there's a lot of them. They're pushing across the map right now. Aecium does have a couple of Lings, though, that he could use to go for a counterattack, which would be pretty cool. But I don't think that it's going to happen.
He is going to move them out. He doesn't have speed or anything on the. If these had speed, it's a lot more effective, but it does not.
He's checking for a 4th base, making sure, that his Zerg doesn't have any excellent economy.
Will they get any transfuses off? Doesn't get the transfuses off at all. And this all will fall. The Lings are going to come into the natural and maybe just run for the main, but they will go for the cancel here. No additional units being made by Ascended, so he doesn't actually have reinforcements at all.
So Ascended is probably going to head into the main here.
Yeah.
And look for a main hatch. And that does give Aecium time to actually react. If he wants to take all these drones and make 19 spine crawlers, he'll still totally be in this game.
Yeah, these Lings are going to all just kind of get picked off here. Really bad. I mean, good placement on the spines, but it was hard to get any sort of surround. He will come in and find this gold base. And that'll be the end of Mr. Aecium. Yeah,
and that's going to be it. GG for Aecium. Ascended will take game number 1. I have lost my caster dollar. In the top of the left-hand corner, here on Habitation Station, we have ourselves player 1 of 2 in a ZBZ to potentially close it out. It is a match point, but not yet ace match. We'll see if this guy can tie it up. He's down 0-1. Give it up for the green Zerg player from Triple T. It is
Aecium.
And over here on the other side in the creepy orange, it is going to be the player trying to close this out and get a rematch against Yui. It is Triple T's
Ascended.
Alright, so let's talk strategy here, Ender.
Let's do it.
if you're Ascended and you're playing against this guy, what do you think you want to do to guarantee you win it?
I would check one. I would check bases and make sure that there was nothing really hidden around. And I might think that the thing he's learned is that early aggression of some kind of catches him off a fair bit. And I definitely like the idea that he's taking more than one base this game. So I would potentially look for another like roach timing, but something relatively early.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed to work. Not only did it seem to work, but Aecium kind of ignored it. Just tried to counterattack as a response to it. And so as long as he was defended, he was fine with it. So that might be the way to close it out. But in terms of Aecium coming back, not sure. He's going to have the pool done now ahead of his opponent, but no gas or anything, so no fast speed.
Yeah, he's going to start pulling a lot of minerals here in a second for sure, because that queen is late, as you mentioned. He got the hatchery later. I'm curious, is he just extractor tricking this? I'd really actually like to see him drop that gas, because you see it, he's already at 300 minerals. He's not going to be able to spend those 300 minerals. For the next 5 minutes here, he's going to have at least 300 minerals if he doesn't drop gases, and he's not, so it's just going to keep climbing. And there's nothing to gain by sitting on that money, so it's a little rough for Aecium in that regard.
Yeah, definitely, and he's definitely already kind of spiraling up with the bank there. And I definitely agree with you on the gas. It should be taken, and he's got to go up.
Make another queen here, because you have all this money. One of the things you want to know about StarCraft openings as a Zerg player, pretty much in any matchup, is if you don't get gas, you always make 4 queens.
Yeah.
The only situation where that's different is if you go for fast 3 hatchery. So just always make fast 4 queens. There's no reason not to. And in this circumstance, Aecium only made 2. And so what does he have in terms of money? He's got 400 sitting around, nothing to do with it. So just a little bit of an opening thing there to keep in mind as you play your matches out.
Yeah, it does get his 3rd hatch down, but actually not taking the gold, taking the one in the middle of the map there. Still banking a lot. Actually, both players are at this point, but it looks like Ascended is adding on a lot of gas. All 4 being taken at the same time.
4 gases, and that really smells of Mutalisks. He's going to drop double Evo Chamber. That could just be for a wall off, however. I'd be surprised to see 4 gases this fast and not go for Spire. But we will find out in just a minute as the gases have completed. See what he opts to do with them.
Yeah, so far not yet mining from him, but he's making a few other buildings, I think, just distracting him. And we've got Roach Warren coming down for Aecium as well as the Evo Chamber. He is just mining his 2nd gas there now, just 1 in each base.
2 spine crawlers will hold off a bit, but they won't hold off forever. And
no.
If Ascended does opt to go for the super fast Spire here, as I'm kind of suspecting that he might, he actually could die to this pressure from Aecium. +1 is on the way. And I fully expect that after a couple more Overlords here, we're going to see a big wave of roaches from Aecium and an attack.
Yeah, I think so. I'm starting to worry on that as well. He's getting a lot of gas here now, Ascended is, and he's not actually teching 2 layer yet. So if he was going to get, there it is, just as I say it. But he waited a fair bit. He could have done that a fair bit earlier. And of course, you want to have it lined up, the gas you get when layer is done. So that you can go right into the Spire. So it will be a bit delayed, and yeah, a big roach attack could do a lot of damage.
I'll say what will end the game actually is, if Aecium right now he's making 8 Overlords, that's a bit more than he needs, but okay. Yeah. If he's hitting injects right now, if after these injects he makes, it's going to be 8 Overlords. They're spawning here in a second. He's going to be able to make what, 7, 8, 25. He's going to be able to make like 9 or 10 roaches, and then nothing but lings. I think that's actually enough to just win him the game outright. But he's going to need to make them, and he's going to need to make them now.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to have +1 is almost done, or at least 3/4 of the way done before roaches will come out, and there are 10 being made. He's also going for that, going for the roach speed. So
Yeah,
this could be pretty strong, and it is a spire coming down out of Ascended here, and I just feel delayed a little bit. He's getting a third spine crawler up front. He's got a pretty good Sim City here in terms of the Evo chambers, the queen positioning, just a few lanes. Doing that fairly well, but yeah, it might not be enough if there's a big attack.
Ender, this attack is so sick out of Aecium, but I want to say the one thing that we've been talking about this whole time, will he macro behind it? If he makes another 10 roaches behind this attack, this game is over. If he makes a wave of Zerglings right now, this game is over. If he instead focuses on microing his roaches and doesn't make these units, we're going to see this game go on a lot longer. He actually starts a bunch of upgrades, so he can only afford 3 roaches, and there they are, 34 Zerglings.
34 lanes.
That might be enough to close out the game, but he waited a long time to actually make them, so the Spire is almost complete.
Yeah, and the Lings do not have speed.
Right.
So they're going to take a lot longer to get over there than they usually would. But the roaches, they have speed. They are coming up. There's a lot of spines here. And he will get driven back, and that is just a lot. That's just a lot.
With Burrow on the way, he might. It's going to require a little bit of a stroke of luck from Aecium. He needs to be able to burrow these roaches and then walk them up into the main base. There is a spore crawler, but it actually wouldn't be able to see that with its current location. So find out what's up in a minute as these Mutalisks are about to spawn, and this is going to change the feel of this game entirely, as Ascended now has map control.
Yeah, definitely. The burrow, like you said, about to complete there. He is going for the burrow movement as well, which is about 50 seconds off. At which point he may be able to go up, but this big pack of Mutas is already moving across, and there are 12 of them, and not really any anti-air out yet. There's a Hydra Den, but this will come into the mineral line and just start going to work, taking out the queen immediately, and he's going to have to evacuate all these drones.
Now, the big mistake that Aecium's currently making is he's actually bringing his entire Roach Ling army home right now. And the Roaches and Lings actually can't shoot up, as you know, we definitely know. But this is a reaction that we see because people are just like, I need to bring my stuff home, I need to defend, I need to defend. What Aecium needs to do right now is do everything he can to get damage done, but because he's bringing his whole army home, he's going to lose his Roach Horn, he loses his Hydralisk Den, and now this army is just standing at home, and Aecium realizes, I actually need to be attacking with this. He's going to head to the opposite side of the map.
Yeah, spores do just barely get up, and they do a lot of damage, but there are still just too many Mutalisks here.
If he hits a transfuse here, he's actually going to win this fight.
But
no transfuse. He'll knock it down to just 4 Mutalisks, which is going to slow it down, but he actually would have killed all of them.
All right, and then the counterattack on the other side here. Burrow and Burrow movement are now there. He's not making full use of it just yet. Ascended's got a good number of Lings out himself, and there's just not that many roaches here left, but only 3 spines. He's got to back out Burrow and get a better position, but doesn't just yet. These 4 Mutas still just going to work on this this hatchery.
Yep. Yeah, he's built a bunch of spore crawlers down at the other base, and his roaches or Lings and Mutas do continue to be made here by Ascended. You got to think, you know, the Lings are really going to be able to clean up so much. Still no Zergling speed for Aecium, which has just been his absolute Achilles heel throughout this entire series. And I mean, he has played a fantastic match, all things considered. I think this is the best I've seen Aecium play all night. Oh, it looks like he did actually wrap up Zergling speed at this stage of the game, but you know, 14 minutes in, it's just a little bit late.
It's a little late, yeah. He's also not really... He's still running into this natural base. It's just a full wall off here. I think he knows, like, there's an Overlord that can see the gold base, and he's just not going in to take it.
Well, he wants to actually do a run by here into the main. That's going to be the key, because he has to reciprocate the damage. Beautiful transfuse there from Ascended. Going to hit those spine crawlers. Hits another one with a transfuse. He'll keep that one in the middle alive for a really long time here.
Yeah, and then his own Lings do come out. These last 2 will finish. Mutas are back in the main base. There's 1 spore there, but can't defend these outlying structures.
A cruel trick to know with your spore crawlers is 3 spores will pretty much defend against any attack. Like, pretty scarily. It's not cost efficient for a Zerg to engage with mutas like at all. Against that, until you get to a ton of mutas, and this is not a ton. So Aecium has a few too many spores here. He could move those up to his main and defend that, but I fear that they may not be able to make it because of these Zerglings that are coming in.
Yeah, and at this point he has to rebuild everything. He's rebuilding the spawning pool, Hydralisk Den. Queen will fall, and unfortunately these spores do not help against the Lings. And just reinforcements streaming across for Ascended here. So many Lings. And he's just going to overwhelm this whole position.
Yeah, that's pretty much going to tie it up. There's nothing really left in terms of options here for Aecium. That's what happens when you're at 0 supply. Ascended, getting a good luck, well played from his opponent. And it was very well played from Ascended. We'll see if he can manage to make it through the next series. It's going to be quite a challenge for him in that Zerg versus Protoss versus Uni. All right.
Yeah.